everyone, welcome to another edition of Craps Down Under. So in my last session we finally hit our 8k target, but I probably do need to colour things up, so let's do that first. I'm still going to stick with my 1500 in my bankroll, so pretty much everything else in here is going to go back. So that's all our 1500 there, and we've got a little bit here I need to colour up. Those there, not quite enough there, and there we go, got two blacks. So that builds, it's going to build all of my bankrolls to $1,300 a piece. All of them are at $1,300 a piece, which gives us a total of 5,000 plus 1,500, 6,500. Plus our 1,500 here is 8k. So that's how we get our 8k. And we've got a little bit left over here, basically 72. So I'll park that there, and we'll just play with this, keep it nice and even. Now what am I going to do? I haven't actually given a lot of thought to what I'm going to do from here. Obviously I do want to build these up to 1,500. That is my target, and so that's basically just going to add 200, 200, 200 to each of those, which will basically get us to the next 9k milestone. In order to get there, I'm probably going to take this bankroll from where it is 1,500, and I'll probably take it up to maybe 1,600, 1,700, somewhere like that. Probably take it up a couple of $100. Again, it just gives us more, a larger profit target basically. Means we can aim for a larger profit target. We've got a little bit more runway in our session, so we can potentially bet just a little bit bigger. And that's the reason for doing that. So I'll probably step this up maybe $100, but don't quite have enough there. I've only got 82, so I'll wait till we get to the full amount. So what do we want to do? First thing I'll do is get some reds. So let's do that, and I'll probably get some whites as well. Another one. Because we do need some whites from time to time. Alright, for our caps, and I'll put that there. Alright, so look, I'm just going to start out with this strategy. I think this strategy I've been playing, it still does okay, even when we tread water. And my last video went for quite a while. We're just going up and down and up and down. We weren't able to kind of break through, and that's simply because the 7 wasn't showing. The 7 just was absent for a lot of our rolls, and we were getting very long rolls, and getting all of our don'ts knocked off, getting our don'ts with odds knocked off, and we also had some lays also knocked off. So it was a pretty tough session to have any kind of hedge on the table. Didn't matter what we did, we did get knocked off on all our don'ts pretty much on most of those long rolls. So there's only a couple that we had some short rolls on. And the other thing, that's right, the other thing that was a feature of the last session was the sheer number of craps numbers. We had so many more craps numbers come up versus the 7, and they added up to quite a substantial overall loss, because we were copping a $30 loss so many times on the come. Yes, we got some yos, but we didn't get nearly enough yos to compensate for the sheer number of craps numbers we were getting, and 7s weren't showing up. And so you have to look at this bet wins 8 versus 3. Is it 3 or 4, whatever it is? You're going to lose on that and that and that. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 8 versus 4. So you got twice as likely to make a win here, because you're getting the 11 and the 7 on your favour. But the craps numbers were just killing the 7. The 7 wasn't showing, and we were getting quite a few yos versus what we're getting elsewhere. So that was just a feature of that session. That's natural variance in the game. and we are going to find that happens from time to time. The interesting thing, despite all that, we didn't lose. We kind of maintained about the same overall profit, even despite having lays knocked off, and they were substantial lays. So it wasn't a bad session by any means. It was profitable, but it just went longer than it really needed to. What I might do, I might turn on the light, because I haven't done that yet, and just bear with me. Alright, so turned on the light. I'll make it a bit clearer. So I've got some dice here. Let's pick a couple of dice and let's get started. So we're on the don't pass, 30 bucks. And straight into the corner there. I do try to keep the dice here, but they just love to go into these corners for some reason. So 8's the point. So we lay our odds, 36. And we're going to go into the DC. And there's a 7. So straight away, we don't mind. We make 30 bucks. And new shooter. All right. And yo, so we don't like that one. Should bring that here. So we don't like that. That's our first loss. If we get one more loss, then we'll stand back. Aces, awesome. So we get it right back. So in this situation, because we've had a win and a loss, that means we're even. So we can still get 2 more losses before I'll step back, just to be clear on that little rule. Okay, so there's a 6. Oops, get out the way. Oops, I rolled him. Bad stick work there. All right, so that's the point. 6 is a point. Let's put our odds down. 36. And we go straight into the don't come. And we've got a 5, so that travels. Take our odds off. 30 bucks in the come. Now, if we think the shooter might hit something, there's nothing to stop us, putting something up on some of these numbers. Yeah, put something up on the 9, the 8 and a 9. It is a bit more exposure, but if the 7 comes, we don't win as much. We lose there. So that's no good. So back into the come. And we got a 9. All right, so this travels. We'll collect 15 for 1. Whoops. Just dropped the chip. 15 for 1. So that's, you can think of that as half paid for. That one's half paid for. And there's our 7. So we lose there, we get paid there, we lose this. This one gets paid here. And this one gets paid here. So, put it all back in our rack. So, the good thing is we're starting to build some greens. And got just a couple more reds than what we had when we started. So, head a little bit. Let's get some new dice. And onto the 6. Into the DC. I rolled the dice then, sorry. Well, the dice is off the table. Alright, need to get some new dice. And we're on to the 8. So not ideal. Not ideal. So what we might do is try and get ourselves another one up. And I'll take my odds off. And we'll try and get another one up. So I've got enough cover to get this one up. We'll still make something on a 7, but I'm trying to get onto a better number. But we are running the risk of one of these getting hit right now. So that is something to be aware of. And we got the 8. So we didn't get a better number. We just basically substituted. So this is where it doesn't work nicely for us. So the question is, do we want to try again? We can try again. Doesn't mean we'll get a better number. We got a 7. So, all right, that pays there. This one played here. So, not a great roll there. Didn't really amount to anything. Was basically, I think, back exactly where we started. But that's okay. I mean, the fact that the strategy didn't make money, okay, that's not great. But you know what? It actually ended up basically even, and that's okay. You know, we didn't lose, we didn't win. When we get things go in our favour, we tend to win. When they don't go in our favour, we tend to mostly hover around. Our bankroll doesn't really go up too much. It just seems to hover around. All right, 9. 9's the point. I need to put 45 in odds. I'm not saying this is the holy grail or anything like that. You know, every strategy has its good and bad things. 8, again on the inside. All right, so that's it for us there. We've got 2 DCs up. I'll take the odds down, put 30 in the come, and away we go. We've got the 10. So that would have been nice if our DC went there, but it didn't. Now, we could, again, do something like this. 2 here, 2 here, and we could maybe even put 5 in the field. We've got an 8, so we lose the field. We lose our don't, not great. This travels. So that was all in all a loss for us. I'll put 5 in the field again. And there's a 7. So that one pays there. We lose there. We lose all this, which is 24. So it's almost a unit. Puck comes off. This one here pays that one. So overall we lost money on that one. Mainly through our place bets is what we lost. 8. Alright, so 8's the point. Get to lay the odds cheap this time. Might just do that to keep it a little bit more obvious where we are in our reds. And before I forget, sorry, take it out of that one. In the DC, and we've got the 7. So quick 7. I'm happy if it does that all day. I mean, doesn't worry me at all if it does that. I make 30 bucks. I'm okay. I'm okay with that. All right, new shooter coming out. We don't want that all day. That's the one we don't want. So at the moment we're just hovering. We're not actually really going anywhere. We've just had a very mixed bag because we're not really getting that, setting a couple of points 7 out. We're kind of seeing a little bit different to that. There's a 9, and we have been actually hitting our either our DC or our point. Mostly our DCs have been getting hit. Points 9 and 45 in odds, 30 in the DC. I'd like to get past this roll and then get a 7 out. See, another loss there. So like, take it out of there. Don't want too many of those. And I've got a 6. So there's our DC travels. Now this is the one, this is the roll where we want yos or 7s. Now onto a 4. So it's feeling a little bit like last session where really nothing's really going our way again. We're not getting the craps numbers when we're on the DCs. we're getting them when we're on the cum, and we're getting the yos when we're on the DCs. So kind of not working the way we want. Knocked off. Again, I've forgotten to take my odds down, so we get smashed, totally destroyed there, which is a pretty substantial loss, a $70 loss, because I wasn't paying attention, didn't take my odds off. And that, unfortunately, is how it goes. So, do I want to get up? I will put some odds up on the 6, just because we do want to have something there. Do I want to go on a don't pass again? Not really inclined to do that. So this way I'm basically covering these 2 units here. For 7 rolls I win. But this is a higher risk being on this particular number. So 9. 9's the point. So that one gets paid. So that had a pretty nasty little run. And unfortunately I just left those odds there, which was not great. So now we're into the cum. And again, it's the same as yesterday. I mean, this is it's feeling exactly the same. We're just getting killed by craps numbers. So I don't know if I should be doing this, putting a crap check in, because that's a tax as well. But it's been hurting us a lot. So there we are, another craps number. So at least we get paid 35 on that one. So we get paid 35. And we lose that one, of course. I should have just paid myself the difference, but I'm just trying to show that's the payout. And I'll leave it up there, and away we go again. And we got 7. So a weird kind of roll, but this one pays there. These 2 get paid, and we lose this one. Oh, yes, we do, because it was we had the point established. All right, let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at. We are down a fair way. I think we're down about 100. I'd say maybe 120 bucks, something like that. Be about 120, because I can see we're about with 2 greens. That's 50. Plus we've got all of this, and yeah, about 120 bucks. So things haven't gone for us well at all this session. Been a very ordinary session. 6. Okay, we're not even getting outsides for any of our don'ts. In fact, I'm not even sure. The only time I've seen an outside is where it's our DCs have travelled to the outside. So, yeah, not really much has gone our way. All right. Oh, finally, something's gone our way. Finally got a crap number, which is a good number when we're on the don't. And a 5. All right. So that travels to the 5. Take our odds back. Put 30 into the cum, and away we go. And there's a 7. So that's the perfect thing we want to have happen, because now we get paid on everything. One of those rolls where I wish I hadn't forgotten to take my odds off. That's just how it goes. So we are making a comeback now. Not as far down. I think we're probably about break even. 4. All right, so supposedly a good one. Now I'm not going to put a huge amount in odds here. I'll just put 40 in odds. 40 in odds, and then that means we'll only make 20, but I just don't want to risk the extra unit. Well, the extra, oops, dropping chips again. So that's the 8. Yeah, I just didn't want to risk the extra to make, you know, the $10. Just doesn't, just more happy at that level. All right, into the come now, please. 7 or yos. Got a 5, all right, travels. Now I am going to leave my odds up on this one. All right, 6, so that one travels. 8, so I knocked off our DC. So hopefully some of these will resolve. 8, off and on. I don't need to show it, I can just pay it out. So maybe this shooter's gonna do something. So, you know, I can put 15 in odds. That's basically 30. I've got the 6. So again, off and on situation. The odds are going to get paid. So we get paid on our flat, and we get paid our odds. 18. Maybe I'll leave them up. Put them back up. We lose it. Do we want to put a craps check in? Maybe we should. We got a 7. All right, so we lose our odds, we lose our crap check. In fact, we lose all of this, but I'll just make sure I pay it right. That pays there, that pays there, that pays there. So we've basically lost our odds plus the crap check. That's what we lost on there. Other than that, we were balanced for the 7. So, all right, new dice, new shooter, coming out. Don't like that. Come out 7. Alright, here we go. And we've got 6. So already starting this shooter's already taken a chunk out of us. So there we go, we got it back. So aces. Oops. Aces. And 6, so worst possible outcome. Smacked our point. So the shooter's trying to hurt us. Doing their best. So now we've still only got one don't bet up. So I'm not going to add odds on this one. I'm just going to roll with it. And if it's a wash, it's a wash. 6, far out. So this is a classic example of horrible, right? The shooter's just going repeat, repeat. So we'll just set the point, taking this one off. Right, so now what do we want to do? Do we want to try again? You know, maybe they roll another 6. But again, I'm not putting, so I've got one there. Pretty horrible run. The shooter's just been taking bites, and they haven't stopped taking bites out of us. I have no doubt I'll roll a crap number, but I don't like putting a craps check because I just find it's a lot of tax overall. There's our 7. So at least we get the bites the shooter took out of us, we get some of those bites back. Is one way to look at it. But we didn't profit overall on that shooter. My view is it took a few units out of us. Alright, here we go. Oh, that should actually be saying offer. Gosh, these come outs are starting to bite. Every one of them are biting us. I don't think we've actually gone through, I think the last 3 or 4 shooters have hurt us on the come out. 10, alright. Alright, put 40 in odds and into there. Aces, alright. Now, it just occurred to me, I think on that last one where I did win, I think I won on the 4, I actually may have overpaid because I only had 40. So I'm actually going to hand $10 back to the house for that because I think I may have assumed I had enough to win a point. And so I do owe $10, so I'm glad I just picked that one up. 7, alright. So there, and 20, not 30. So, alright, new shooter, new dice coming out. 6, loving those inside numbers again. 36, 30 in the DC, and 7, quick $30. I just wish it'd wait that one extra roll and we'd get that extra payout on our come, but okay, probably still about even, not getting anywhere. Onto that 6 again. Alright, in the DC. And onto the 8. So we've got the envy of the 2 inner numbers, which I don't like, of course. So, I'm going to place, maybe I'll place the point. And I will try. So that's going to be a wash. If the point hits, I'll get $5. But yeah, I'm going to try and get a better number. I've got a 5. Slightly better number. Alright. So we'll live with that. Alright, so I've got basically effectively, the 5 and the 8 are our 2 numbers. Not the greatest because they're inside. There's the 8. So unfortunately I covered the wrong one. Oh, sorry, that's the 9. What am I saying? That's a 9. So that travels. And now we've got the 8. Alright, so we knocked off our DC there. So the question is do we put up with 40 in odds, give us that extra bit of cover. The other thing we can do is go, well, you know what, we'll just live with it rather than putting the odds on. Just live with this one now and these 2. We can try that because it's a little bit less risk than putting 40 in odds. 8. So off and on. And we've got the 4, not the greatest one to be on. And we've got the 6, so yeah, we're getting knocked off our don'ts all right. Point made, we lose that. So where are we? We've got no choice but to kind of go up in some odds here. And that's 45 in odds. And I'm going to go in a pass line. So that way I'm covering 2 units here and I'm covering a 3rd unit with that. I've got 1 unit of exposure to the 7. And there's the 7. So it's all effectively becomes a wash and we lose 1 unit. So I'll just take 1 unit back and everything else goes back in our rack. And put that there. All right. So that was a horrible shooter. 10. So maybe this one will look more favourably upon us. All right, 40 in odds, 30 in the DC. And we've got the 9. So we're on the 9 and the 10. The high end of town. All right. So there we go. Now I am going to deliberately leave my odds there. And wow, smacked it. Even when we get the good numbers, we still seem to hit them. Oops. And we've got an 8. And a 6, so we're picking up some numbers here. So I'm actually going to push my odds up to 60 on the 10. So I've got 2 units of cover. So I'm covering 2 and this is covering 1. So a 7 is a wash right now. I'm just hoping we don't pick up another number or we don't hit this one. 9, so that's good. 9's an off and on, make some money there. Do I want to put anything in the field? Maybe I can. Maybe I can try something there. Just a 5er. Oh, we've got a 6. All right, so that's an off and on situation. Pay it out. Put that back in the field. 9. All right, so we win on both. So we get paid there. We get paid there. I'll parlay that one. Take that one back. Of course, it's a 5. So we end up splayed onto another number. We lose that one too. So couldn't even get a back-to-back field. It's kind of frustrating. Now, we kind of have no choice but to let some of this resolve because I don't want to get any more. I've kind of done that one run too many. So let's let a couple of these resolve because we've only got 2 covered. Sure, if I go in the come, then I'm covering a 3rd unit. But the worst thing can happen, I end up over here on the 4, or if I knock my 10 off, I end up over on another number. Of course, I should have done it. Should have been in the come. But anyway, so I get 2 back and I lose these 2. Yep, you can never pick it. But sometimes you just got to go with, so we're not, again, this session, it's a classic go nowhere session where we're just not getting the kind of rolls that give us any profit. We're just treading water, we're getting knocked off too many of our don'ts and DCs, we're not getting enough 7s to really, we are getting 7s on the come out. That's where we are getting them. And then we're just getting basically a wash on most of our other action. So I can just see where we're at. We're still not, we're still down overall. So it's again, this session's just a waste of time. It's just been a complete and utter waste of time. I got nothing out of it. So my question is, do I want to keep doing this session? Because I'm kind of had enough of it. I'm just going to go back up to my 5, 6, 8. I'll be on and we'll just see how we go. I'll get some new dice coming out. We've got a 4 as the point. Alright. And got a 10. So all the outside. So the one time, this is it, the one time I decided not to do the DC, what did it do? Pick the best numbers. And we haven't had that. We had the last one go to a 10, but we haven't had 2 of our numbers don'ts go to the best numbers in the house. And we've managed to avoid our action here. So I'm a bit nervous with this shooter because I'm worried they're just going to keep rolling, and they just cleaned us up. So again, the perfect storm. That would have been the moment I changed strategies. This is the problem you get. The moment you change, we had the perfect storm. We got DC there. We had a don't pass there, DC there, and then we're in the come. We would have made $90, and instead we lost $85. So that's a bit of a slap in the face. So I'm going to stay off this now. I'll see if this particular trend continues, and we'll see. Go back into what we're on. 4, maybe it will. Maybe we'll start getting back to backs. All right, I'll put 60 on it. Not going to be timid. I've got to do something, right? 3. All right. So already I'm glad I came back to it. But geez, just shows you just can't pick. Oh, no. Worst. So I can't do any good this session. I just can't do anything. So we lose all that, which is a substantial amount of coin, right? That's $90. So not only did we not win the 90 last time, we've actually lost 90 this time. Well, overall net 60 because we did pick up one there. Yeah, just getting brutalised. So what I might do, I might go up a little bit on this one. I'm still gonna play that. I'll put them up. Put my odds 60, and I'm playing a 60. So I'm still only going to make 30 for 7 rolls, but I'm trying to play a little bit bigger here. 8, not the number I want to be on. So I'm going to just leave this the way it is, and let's go up here. What I might do, I'm just going to place that one out, try and get on a better number with the don't. 5, all right, so I'm a bit more happier with that number, as long as it doesn't, so I got 60 there. I'm going to take those odds, 60 and 30, and take my odds down. So the point of this is if it gets knocked off, I actually get paid there, so I'll get paid 70, so I'll make $10 versus, so make $10. So it's not a complete wash. It's a wash if the 7 comes, but it's not a wash if the 8 comes. I do make some. And you could flip it around the other way and play a little bit less here, but it just ends up being more complicated with the, working out what you have to, play to win $30, and it's a little bit, or $60. So it's kind of a bit complicated because the math doesn't end up perfectly even. So now what are we going to do? Come bets. So I just don't want the 5 and the 4. Got the 6. And there's our 7. All right. So we lose that. In fact, shouldn't have just taken it away. I should have said, well, that pays that there. This one pays that there. This one gets paid 60. This one gets paid 30. We do make something on that roll. And I want to go up to 60. Let's do it. Let's go up to something a bit bigger. On the 6, not ideal. So I'll play my DC at 30. Aces. Should have played it at 60, of course. Now, that is something you can do. You can take your win and parlay it. Maybe we'll do that. Not a bad idea this time. Right, let's parlay another one up. And we'll take 30 back. 90. And we're on the 5. Alright, so we're hoping we don't hit the 5. But remember, it's only got 30 bucks of bankroll in there. So now, let's see how we go. 6. Fortunately, smacked that one. So we don't want to keep doing that. And now we've got to decide, do we go pass line? Let's try pass line. And we've got 7. So can't argue with that. We get one there, that comes back. Move that to there. This one, we get paid 90 bucks. Whoops, too many. So, finally got something, because we're getting short rolls. And that's why we're actually getting something. Let's try 60 again. Aces, all right. Take that. We will take that one. So let's just press it up a unit with our win. 90. Wrap one of them. That's our bet paid for. 6. Not ideal. It's okay. We've paid for our bet. This is now our money at work. $9. All right. So let's roll. 6. Smacked it. So our good fortune got lost, but this again hasn't cost us any bankroll. Right? That is it is lost winnings. Not saying it's not a bad thing. It's a horrible thing to happen, to smack it like that. So let's just go. We've already had one smack. Let's just go on the pass line this time. Yo, we'll take it. All right. And on the 8. I was going to make the bet travel, and I'm thinking, no, it's a come out. All right, here we go. 8. See, shooters hitting their points. So just as well. That travels now. I will put some odds on this guy. And let's just leave a pass line. So this is covering those two, and that'll make money on the 7 if we get one. On the 5. All right, 5's the point. I don't want to get splayed across any more numbers, but what I might do is play an iron cross. So maybe I'll put just 5. Let's do some money in the come. And maybe I'll just add 10 in odds. 8. All right. So it's an off and on situation. Odds get paid $12, and oops, base bet gets paid there. Put the odds back on, and Well, we lose that one, of course. Let's go back down. 8 again. So same thing. Lose that one. Put one there. Put the odds back up. And there's our 7. All right, so we lose that. We lose all of this, and we lose that. All right, so we lose all of this, but we get paid there. Pull this one down, we get paid on this one. So paid out of that. That one there pays that one. So the only thing we actually lost were our odds. So I think we hit our odds, we hit our bets I think two times, maybe 3 at the most. So all in all, we didn't win or lose anything with our odds. They kind of lost as much as they won, which is kind of ultimately with all of the math of odds, there's no house edge on them. They win and lose as much as they win and lose. So overall, it's a net sum 0 is the expectation. All right, so are we getting anywhere? Look, I can see we have made some progress. Not a great amount of progress, but we have made some progress here. Whoops, flicking them everywhere. So we say in Australia, butterfingers. All right, but we don't have 100 in here. So if I was to take back that, I think that'll basically fill what we've got there. That looks about, well, let's just see what it is. Yeah, so we're up 110-ish, maybe 128, something like that, 29, if I factor in the ones. Nowhere near where we need to be profit-wise. Profit target's 300, and we just haven't even got close to that. So I'll step up our betting. We're on the 60. So let's go, new shooter. Got a 10. Right, we'll take that one. And now I'll play my DC a little bit less. Play that at the 30. Got the 9. All right, now praying for yos or 7s. Any of you two will do. Got the 8. Oh, sorry, that was a 6, 2, 8. Rolled there. 5. So just getting spread across the numbers, and we don't really want that. 6. So here we go, we're spread across all of these. So I might put 5 in the field. 8. So off and on. Basically that's what we get paid, that's what we net. And there's our 7. So not the best because, oh, where did I put my cum bet? Did I not put it in? Oh, for some reason I haven't had a cum bet. I'm supposed to have a cum bet there. Ah, that's crap. What did I do there? Did I not even put it up on the previous one? Because I'm supposed to have a cum bet here. Because it's meant to be an off and on situation. So I don't know what I've done, but I'm not even sure if I paid the previous one right, because I took my field, I paid out my field, I paid it there as an off and on situation, and I left the bet up. So I've obviously made a mistake in my playing here. So what do I do? Look, I'll to be fair, I'll say that there was a cum bet previously because I've actually paid the thing out, but I won't count it for this session, for this roll. Just going to be try and be brutally fair here because I've done a mistake somehow. But yeah, I should be winning an extra unit. So this one there, this one there, this one paid there. So I should have been making extra, but as it turns out, it ends up just being a wash now. I'm just not paying enough attention to what I'm doing. All right, well, let's keep going. Let's do a 60. Ah, no. All right. All right. Let's go up to 90. Chase it a bit on this one. Now, on the 6, of course, not what we want to be, but that's where we're at. And into the DC. 10. That's the one we wanted to be on. That's where we want the big one. All right, now, if I don't like this, I can always place against this. So I can always say, look, I don't like that. I will place $60 against it. Right, so I've hedged it out, $60. So I've only got $30 exposed. If it does hit, I will get 70, but I will lose 90. So I'm only going to be $20 down if it hits. But it's not great because I've taken the risk on the come out. So we'll see how we go. And there's a 7. So bad call. Shouldn't have hedged it. But I just didn't like being on that number on the 6 there like that. So we get paid there. We get paid there, and we have to get paid on our 10 as well. Yeah, so hedging out, it means you can, I guess, after the fact, recover your risk if you don't like the number you go to. All right, back down to 60, and we've got an ace deuce, and I will take that. Thank you. So do I want to parlay this one? Maybe I'll parlay one up, go up to 90. Maybe we'll get back to backs. Wow, look at that. Maybe that was a prayer and it got answered. I've got 3 on there, so I get paid, whoops, get paid 3 as well. All right, do we want to go up one more? We can go up one more. Or we could rack it, but let's press our luck. We're on the 10. All right, so the best number to be on, the 10 or the 4. Doesn't mean they won't repeat. Now, do we want to care about doing a DC? Look, I'm still going to do one. Given where we're at, we've got a fair bit on that. I might put a 60, get a bit bolder. Oh, you little ripper. All right, we'll take those. Oh, so we're getting blessed on this shooter. So what do we want to do? We want to parlay that one up. Let's just take, we'll take back some of it. Here we go. And we're on the 6. All right. So into the cum. Now we don't have to do cum betting here at all. Given what we've got, we could just play like an iron cross or something, rather than doing contract bets. And given we've got so much in exposure, so let's do something like that. Maybe I'll do a 60, and I'll put 25 there. So We just don't want the 6 to hit or the 10 to hit. But we've got more than enough cover because we've got 3 units of cover here and we've got 4 units of cover there. Right, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of total. So we're still going to make money on a 7. As long as we don't hit the 6 or the 10. 9, that's great. We get paid there. I'm going to parlay it. And there's our 7. So we lose that. Didn't get to benefit from this, unfortunately. Would have been great to get a hit. Would have been very, very nice to get that hit. So let's see what we get paid. As I said, 3 there. And that is something to be said with, I guess, the progressive nature of come bets, is it's kind of, you're not risking a whole lot all at once. All right, so are we getting anywhere? We might have got to our profit target. Let's see. Oops. Let's see. I'm going to take back this because we're not quite at. I'm going to call it quits. All right, not quite there. So I'll get back 3 reds and a little bit of junk left over. All right, all you guys come home. Oh, great, that's perfect. Beautiful. So 100 there, another 100 there, nothing fits in there, 500. Right, so that's 500, 600, 700. Plus 3 there, makes 1,000. So I'll just say there's 1,000. There's our original 5 we had sitting in the rack. So there's our $1,500 bankroll. All this can come back. And the rest is profit. All right, so we've got $3 of profit sitting in our rack. Sorry, $4 of profit sitting in our rack. And now we've just got to color up this. All right, so 425 plus 4 is 29. All right. And 29. All right, $429 session profit. We'll take that. That's a job done. Or what I'm going to do, I will take this. I'll take 2 there, and let's take this other remaining winnings here, because I think we can colour up something here. All right, and that colours up to that, and that then colours up to a green, which colours up to a black. Awesome. So we can take to, actually what I'll do, I'll just build it up to 1,000, an extra 1,000, so an extra 500, so we can get a purple there. In fact, I'll trade that out to make it 1,500, just like that. So a yellow and a purple, and have we got enough? Now, I'll take one back, 1,600. So I'll keep 1,600 in my rack, and I'll colour this one up again to a yellow and a purple. Perfect. All right, so that was quite a nice session, that one. Put that there. What else have we got here? So already we're a fair way. We're about halfway, almost halfway to our next $1,000 on that particular session. It just took us to get some nice runs where we got some parlayed craps numbers, and then that then multiplied our bet up. So we basically multiplied our bet up, then the bets travelled, and then we got to collect on them on again. So it's times 2. So it's a multiplier on a multiplier effectively, which is why we got that windfall on that last shooter. So it is actually something, if you've study craps and whatnot, it is actually one of the recommended things to parlay any frontline winners you get here. They actually do say that's a good thing to do. So any wins you get here, if you get any kind of crap number, parlay your win there, and then if it does resolve, then you're actually getting double the win at effectively the same amount of bankroll risk that you had originally. So I think that actually showed the wisdom of that idea. Doesn't mean you can't lose your winnings. Of course, a yo could come along or a 7 could come along and take it away from you just as quickly. There's no doubt that can happen, but on average, if you get one win there, then probably is a good idea to parlay. So I might actually start doing that a little bit more, because that really got our profit across the line. So very happy with how that ended. Treaded water most of the session, and then finally got our win. So just goes to show if you stick with some things, sometimes you'll get there in the end. I was a bit disappointed at the 5-6-8. That when I transitioned to try and play just that one, we just got basically we just got handed our ass. It was just like boom, gone. It was there you go. We just got smacked down $90 or $85 before we knew it. So it does show also to me that this other play that we're playing is more of a progressive play, and so you're not putting so much on the line on one roll generally. Although we did step up our betting. I'm not saying, we did actually end up stepping up our betting to a higher level. But the progressive play is you're kind of incrementally adding your risk as you're going. And in a lot of the cases, we're balancing out most of our risk against the 7 anyway. So I still think it's a reasonable play, reasonable strategy. And there's not that much thinking about it, like, reading the shooters, what are they doing? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? Compared to when I'm playing the 5-6-8, it's far more, for me, it's far more mentally draining. It's far more, I'm really trying to, second guess what may or may not happen, where we are in the hand. There's a lot more tracking, a lot more, being a lot more situational awareness, I guess, in playing the 5-6-8. I just find that's a lot more stressful for me to play than actually playing this strategy. So, so as a player, I actually think it doesn't lose a huge amount when it's losing. It's mostly treading water until you get the events that kind of give you the leg up. So yeah, I think it actually does reasonably well. So I'll leave it there. Appreciate you all watching, and we'll continue on our road to 9K, and then from 9K we'll get to that magic milestone of 10K, provided everything goes well. But you'll notice my play there, I got a bit bolder, and I'm kind of thinking that's probably what I do need to do a little bit more. I have actually been betting probably too conservative, given what we have sitting behind us. So I think I do need to step it up a bit. So, and that actually did work for us. But I also think it is okay to go in, test the water at a potentially lower level, like we were doing, and then step it up maybe down the track if you're not getting the success with the smaller bet. But in the end, we just happened to be on a larger bet when the right combination of dice came through. So, all right, time for a beer. Catch us all later. Bye.